Hey guys, welcome back to our master's class on how to modify a foam airplane. This is the HSD F86. If you're new, it's the HSD F86. If you've been with me, you know we've been working on this since last fall. But I got challenged by a guy who said that when I was working on the leading edge slats that they didn't operate the correct way, which he was right, because all I did was put a hinge on it and have them flop down. That was easy, could have been done, the plane could have been painted by now. But because of that, and I'm always up for a challenge, and I never like to not be the best I can be, went back, did some research, and worked it out to where these hinges are now working like the real one does on the A model, at least, because theirs just fall down. They're always down when the plane's sitting still, and when the plane is running down the runway and building up airspeed and the wind's hitting it, it just closes those up, and they're closed during the flight, or unless it's at a high angle of attack, some steep turns. And definitely when they start to land and it slows down, they automatically just pop out like that. So that's what I wanted to do, was get that. I had to come up with some springs, some hinges, to make that work for me. This was a challenge for me. And yeah, I know it slowed this process way down, and I actually burnt myself out because I made 6 hinges, different style hinges, to make this work. And I finally settled on this one, and I'm moving on. Some of the things that we've got going on, if you haven't been here, let's start from the front to the back. We've got the gun ports. They're no longer just decals, they're actual gun ports these are actually air intakes going into the fan. Under the nose, we've got the scale landing gear lights. They're tucked in there, and when the flaps come down, the landing gear lights pop out. They face forward instead of, when you buy this plane from HSD, they're just on the bottom and they just shoot straight down. The intake nozzle was refinished. This canopy is a sliding canopy. It's working off a servo. And it's got navigation lights, it's got the exhaust port for the canopy system. Also, it's got every exhaust port that the real one has. I had to resize them to make sure they weren't too big and small. Put a few hatches on it just to dress it up. What comes on after this wing gets finally wet sanded and these hinges get filled in and everything, we're going to be moving on to the panel line application on the plane and rivets, and then we'll finally be able to do some painting. But basically the plane's going to be all silver, and we'll come up with some air wing decal set, that kind of thing. It's going to be silver with some yellow bands. So you can go from there. But it's just going to be a lot of details, maybe a couple more hatches on here. The other thing I did the other day that bugged me a lot was this rudder. I couldn't take this rudder, just being a straight rudder. I understand why they did it, but I had to put the assist in there. And I just wanted it for me because every time I sat down and looked at the plane, it just looked weird having a straight rudder on it. It was for me. I'm happy. It sets me apart. When I roll out there, the next guy comes with his HSD, mine will look different, and that's all I'm doing this for, is just so that I don't look like everybody else. It comes with the working speed brakes. We've got the navigation lights and strobe lights on the back tail like the real one does. There's another navigation light that goes up in here. There's a navigation light on the belly of the plane, and you got your nav lights on the wingtips. We've got some 3D parts for the canopy, the cockpit, seats, dashboard and stuff. So that'll be all dressed up. We got a full-size pilot that's going in there. And that's about the update where I've been at. Like I said, we slowed down a lot because I had to do a couple projects for the wife, and somebody else asked me to paint a plane. And after I started working on it, it took me 2 months, really maybe 3, to get that hinged the way I really like it. And I kind of burnt myself out on it. Don't want to repeat that, but now I'm finally getting my juice back. My buddies are calling me. It's flying season. I've been out there flying, but just to see this thing done, I've got to pick up the pace now and really start attacking this. Now that I've got that hinge done, now I'm just doing body work. Just to bring you up on that, we're just doing body work right now. Final sanding, wet sanding, looking at it under the light, take it outside, look at it. If it looks pretty close, then maybe we'll start shooting some colors on it. That's about where we're at right there on it. So, I appreciate you guys keeping up with the channel. I know this is kind of long and, nothing spectacular, but that's what's going on. So, hey, thanks for showing up. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and make a comment. See you later. This is Jetman, and I'm out.